Hey there, my friend. So excited to have you on the Leadership Table podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about focus and discipline is a leader's superpower. Now, focus and discipline, I'm going to give you 5 things for focus and 5 things for discipline. So if you're sitting there saying, okay, I'm taking notes, just know I'm going to share 5 things on discipline and 5 things on focus. So let's jump into focus. How is being focused a superpower? Well, the first thing around focus is the power of having a clear vision. The reason why a clear vision is so important is a clear vision drives your ability to prioritize everything in your life. Now, you may be saying, Chad, it's easy to say to have a clear vision, but maybe you haven't been through what I've been through, or maybe you're not where I am in my life. I want to encourage you that a clear vision allows you to make real decisions on where you want to go. So I'll give you an example. If let's just say we were traveling to Orlando, Florida. We were going to go to Disney World. And we were making a decision to go to Disney World. Well, that's great. But now tell me when we're going. Because as we start finding out when we're going, now the vision gets clearer. Okay, we're going to Disney World. We're going in the end of December of 2025. And we're bringing John Smith, Mary Jones, all these people with us. I think that a lot of people, they start moving without being clear on where the vision and what they're looking to go, where they're looking to go to. And I think it makes it hard for focus and discipline to be your superpower if you're not clear on your vision. Well, one of the things that we talk about in our business is we talk about the business model alignment, the BMA. And what we talk about is there's a smart and heart. The smart, the heart is purpose, vision, and values. Purpose, why does that business exist? Vision, where are we going? Values. And then the smart is giftedness, strategy, and metrics. Giftedness, the thing we're good at. Strategy, how we're getting to that vision. In the 0 to 12 months, 13 to 60 months, 61 to 180 months. So how are we getting there? And then metrics, what's keeping us accountable? So when we have a clear vision, it helps us because it becomes a superpower. Let me give you the second thing. The second thing is when we eliminate distractions. We can have a clear vision of where we want to go, but if distractions are coming up consistently, we have to figure out a way to eliminate them. Now, I don't know for you, but I know for me that distractions show up many ways. I'll give you a few distractions on my end. One, good opportunities, not God opportunities. Those are distractions because it keeps you focused on the things that you think are good instead of the things that are really what God wants you to do, right? Other distractions. People that don't want to grow anymore. They become a distraction. Now, I don't mean a distraction where you just disregard them and you don't talk to them. I'm just saying you got to be very careful and comfortable with maybe reducing the amount of time you're spending with them. Because if they're not growing and they don't want to grow, that could be a distraction. Let me give you the biggest distraction that what most people are dealing with. It's this phone. If this phone is controlling you, then that is a problem. It becomes a distraction. There are many people that spend 4 to 6 hours a day. Studies show a majority of the population spends 4 to 6 hours a day on their phone, and most of that is scrolling through social media. You want to talk about a distraction. Whew. The power of focus and discipline is that when we're clear, the first one, when we have a clear vision, when we eliminate distractions, let me give you the third now. When we focus on our strengths. What are the things that we're good at? In a previous Leadership Table podcast, I spoke about giftedness. What giftedness is what you're passionate about and good at. When you find the thing that you have a strength in, you want to know what? It becomes a superpower. And I say this often, I say that leaders who are operating in a strength, they start at average with the ability to become great or excellent. But leaders who are using all their weaknesses, they start at poor, and the best they ever become is average. Now, I don't know about you, but if you have a big vision that you want to accomplish, you can't start at poor and become average. You got to start at average and become great, because that's the area of your strength that's going to give you the greatest opportunity to fulfill that vision. So let me give you them again. Clear vision, eliminate distractions, focus on strengths. Here's the fourth one. Be present in the moment. Now, why is being present in the moment so important? Because you rob people of the opportunity to spend quality time with them when you're not present in the moment. I'll share, a personal story of mine. My mother in 2022, she was in the hospital for a while. She was in ICU for almost 2 months. And one of the things that I promised myself, no matter how long she was going to be on this earth after that, I promised myself that when I'm with my mother, I'm going to be fully present. Now, I don't get to spend every day with her. Typically, my wife and I will spend Sundays with her, maybe every once in a while during the week. But when I'm with her, I'm doing my best to be fully present, to be present in the moment. And the reason is that I know she's not going to be here forever. God willing, she lives for many years. But I do know this, that the moments that I have with her, I'm going to make sure that they're moments that I remember. They're going to be moments that I was fully present with her. And that same thing applies with our marriages and our spouses and the people that we work with. If we're present in the moment, we're not robbing people when we're with them. So I'll give you an example. A lot of times I hear this when we're coaching leaders. They say, I'm at home, but all I'm thinking about at home is the work. And then when they're at work, they're thinking about their home and their kids. My friend, just be 100% present with who you're with at that moment. And you want to know what happens? It changes everything. And how I know is because I used to be the one that was focused on everything until I conditioned myself to say, Chad, you're never going to make the difference. You're never going to grow the organizations. You're never going to fulfill the vision that you have if you're not present in the moment. My wife will joke all the time. She'll say, he can't multitask. And I really mean it. I cannot multitask. I can work on many projects where I give 100% to that project for that moment that I'm in. But I can't give 20% here, 30% there, 50% here. For me, I don't know how people do it, but I know that I can take many projects throughout a day, and I can give an hour to this and then get 100% of my time, and then I'll give in 20 minutes to this and I'll get 20% of my time, 20 minutes of my time, and then 2 hours. But the power of focus and discipline as your superpower is the ability to be present in the moment. And my friend, I just want to challenge you, because there's so many people out there that they kind of gloat because they say, I'm an amazing multitasker. And I look at them and say, you are an amazing deceiver. You're deceiving yourself. You're deceiving yourself because you're believing that you can physically be in two places at one time. The only person that I know that can do that is the Holy Spirit. So if you're not the Holy Spirit, then I don't know how you can be in two places at the same time. And I say that a little bit facetiously, but I also say that truthfully, that you can't multitask and expect to be 100% present in both spots that you're at. Let me give you the last thing on focus. Focus on what you can control. We as leaders, as business people, moms and dads, I don't know about you, but I give my best to everything I'm doing. And I'm sure you probably do as well. But when you give your best, focus on the things that you have control over, not the things that you don't have control over. There are times where you could ask my wife. There are times when I had family things that I was going through that I didn't have control over. And I would just do my best to focus on the things that I can control over. Like my mom in 2022. I didn't have control over the doctors, but what I had control over is my ability from my brothers and I and my wife and I and our church to pray for her. I could have spent all my time worrying, but you want to know what I did? I was worried, but I spent my time praying. Focus on what you can control. I couldn't control how the doctor was handling her care at that point. It was beyond my ability. But if you can focus on the things that you can control, as a leader, you can't control if someone's coming into the office in a good state or a negative state. But what you can control is how you interact with them. What you can control is how you invest in them. What you can control is how you create weekly team leadership trainings. These are the things that you have control over. The other things you don't control. And I want to encourage you, focus on those 5 things. Focus on having a clear vision. Focus on eliminating distractions. Focus on strengths and not weaknesses. Focus on being present in the moment. And then focus on what you can control. You see, when you focus on those things, now you can use that as a superpower to accomplish the things you want to accomplish in your life. Now, let me talk about 5 things in discipline. Discipline is overrated. Discipline is overrated because most people talk about discipline through the context of, are you being disciplined, rather than, do you have a vision that drives your discipline? You see, if you have a vision of where you want to go in life, you have a vision for your family, you have a vision for your relationships, you have a vision for your businesses. When you have a vision, it will drive you. Discipline is a byproduct of a passion that's in your heart. Something that's driving you in your heart, in your mind. That's when you're passionate about something you want, now you bring discipline into it. So let me talk about the 5 things that you can say comprise discipline. The first is this: a person who lives a disciplined life, a leader who lives a disciplined life, they're going to be consistent. They're going to be consistent. You're going to see consistency in areas of their life. Now, I want to share that consistency is different than being dogmatic. A lot of people think dogmatic is consistent or disciplined. No, dogmatic is being stuck in your ways because you've created this mindset that this is the only way to do it. And we're not changing. That's not being consistent. That's being ignorant. Consistency is finding things that are working and then building a level of consistent patterns in your life. On some of the podcasts, I talk about my daily routine. I talk about my power hour. I talk about my daily preparing for the next day. These are consistencies that I built into my life. But if you were to look at them over the last 15 years, you'll see that I've been refining them day in and day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. People that are great leaders that have that superpower of focus and discipline, they're consistent. Let me give you the second one. They have self-control. Why self-control? Because if you don't have self-control, then you are going to find that all the beautiful things of life are going to wind up becoming more important. Self-control is so key to be able to manage emotions, to the ability to express yourself well. When we have self-control, we have a superpower as a leader. Now, I'll share with you this. I've made a decision not to drink anymore. Now, it's not because I was an alcoholic. It's not because of anything other than I felt God put it on my heart. Chad, there's no reason for you to need to drink alcohol. Now, it's not that having a drink of alcohol is bad, but what I can tell you is this. People who have alcohol and drink multiple glasses of alcohol don't have the same level of self-control as someone who doesn't have alcohol. People who don't do drugs have more self-control than people who do drugs. Do you see where I'm going with this? Self-control is a superpower because I had a friend and mentor share with me many years ago. He said, Chad, make a decision before you put yourself in that situation. That's self-control. That's the power of having self-control drive your life rather than emotions driving your life. So discipline has 5 things: consistency, self-control. Now let me give you the third one. It's prioritization. People that have a focus and discipline life, they prioritize. I can give you, if you ask me right now, Chad, how do you prioritize? I'll tell you very quickly. It's God, it's my wife, it's my family, it's my business. Now, the great thing about my business is I get the ability to honor God through all of it. But my focus, my first priority is Jesus. That's my number one priority. Then, if he's my priority, then my marriage is going to go well. If he's my priority, my other relationships are going to go well. If he's my priority, my business is going to go well. Prioritization is so key. Most people don't know how to prioritize their decision making. One of the things I like, there's many things I don't like right now about Disney, but one of the things that I do like about Disney is their ability to prioritize what's most important. And when you go into one of their Disney worlds, you'll find that they're very clear on prioritization. Safety is their number one priority. It's not an experience is their number one priority. Safety is. And why? Because they know that if families that are bringing their loved ones there, their kids, for memories are not safe, they're never coming back. And not only they're not coming back, they're going to probably have a lawsuit. So prioritization is so key. What are the priorities in your life? What are the things that you know are priorities and then they drive your leadership and your decision making? So in discipline, 5 things, we spoke about 3. Consistency, self-control, and prioritization. Let's go to the 4th one. Accountability. I will tell you that the greater you grow, the higher you move up as a leader, the more influence you have, the more accountability you need. Now, you may be saying, Chad, that doesn't make sense. If you have all this influence, you have all this success, why do you need accountability? That's why you need the accountability. You need accountability in your life for it to be a superpower, because the truth of it is that as you start seeing success, you could start believing stories that are not even true because you think that you're better than you are. Why is accountability so important? Because people that care about you will keep you accountable to your faith, your walk with God, I'm giving you my priorities, to your marriage, to your leading others, to your business. Accountability is key, and I'll give you something powerful. In accountability, there's this little formula called date, time, location, accountability partner. When you have that accountability partner to keep you accountable to what you said you wanted to do, it changes everything in your life because it allows you now to drive up probability. I'm just going to share some stuff with you. I hope that I've earned the opportunity to share this with you at this point. So you've been on the Leadership Table podcast for some time now. Accountability is key because who's keeping you accountable to your marriage? Who's keeping you accountable to your marriage to make sure that you're being faithful to the one you said I do to? Who's keeping you accountable to adding value to the people on your team? Who's keeping you accountable to your walk with God? See, accountability is so key if you're going to have a superpower as a leader. And then let me give you this last one. This last one is personal growth. I remember two stories around personal growth that I'm going to share with you. The first is I remember John Maxwell saying that he had a gentleman by the name of Kurt Kampmeyer. He had gotten together with him. Kurt was starting to mentor him. And this is in early 1970s. And Kurt had asked John, what is your personal growth plan? And John said, I don't have one. And it shook him. He said, wait, I don't have one. And my friend, do you have a personal growth plan? I had a coach 15 years ago, literally 15 years ago. It was 2009. Well, now it's 16 years ago. And he said to me, he said, Chad, if you would learn a lesson every day, you will be able to grow. And you'll see that in 15 years or 20 years, he said, you will be so much further than anyone else around you. And I said to him at the time, I said, Steve, at that time we were in a bad financial spot. I said, Steve, I'll just take you at your word and I'll learn a lesson every day. And you fast forward 16 years and you start seeing that a lot of people are not disciplined to personally grow. What is your personal growth plan? Are you developing your people on your team? Are you developing yourself as a leader? Are you walking with God and learning in the Word and developing yourself in that area? I don't know about you, but I just know that my personal growth plan is one of the greatest things that allows me to know that tomorrow is going to be better than today. And my friend, as you continue going into this year, as you continue growing, as you continue leading, please tell me that you're going to build a personal growth plan. One of the things that we do at Lions Pride is we develop leaders. We help them create personal growth plans. We help them become the leaders that they are designed to be. I'd love for you to reach out to us and see how we can be an accountability partner to help you be more focused, have more discipline. Hey, drop in the comment box, drop your biggest takeaway from our conversation today. You know, as you're listening to the Leadership Table, I think about it and I say, this is where mature people have mature conversations. Put the things that are impacting you most from these conversations. Share it with a friend. Hit the share button. And lastly, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to our channel. Drop in the comment box the things that are impacting you. Even drop in the comment box future conversations that you would like me to have, whether it's myself or some of my greatest leaders that I know that I'm inviting to join us at the Leadership Table. Hey, until next time, be well. Thank you for allowing us into your life. I can't explain to you how important and how much I take that as a privilege for me to share and for you to continue to jump on. May God bless you. Thank you for allowing me in your life. Until next week, be well. You're listening to the Leadership Table. I am so excited that you've joined us. Hey, listen, you want to join us in future episodes where we're going to invite some of our greatest friends, some of the greatest leaders we know to share all about their leadership journeys and just add tremendous value to you and your teams. Hey, listen, drop a comment below on your biggest takeaway, that what is impacting you the most. Like it, share it with those people that you know need to hear this message, and subscribe. And hey, listen, turn on the notifications. I just want to thank you because you are making a difference. As you help us, we help you, and we just divide the work and multiply the impact. My friend, thank you for joining us on the Leadership Table.